You ready, man?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's
You
do
know
it.
what primetime says? Deion Sanders?
What does he say?
Turn up my theme music!
All right, sweet. Intro. All right. Hey, guys, welcome to the Starting Two podcast, where we'll be talking about sports, movies, and music, everybody's favorites. I'm Brody Minnick.
I'm Alex Desai.
Yep. And we went to college together for 4 years. I don't know how we got through 4 years of college, though.
No? Music school, pretty miserable.
Yeah,
8 a.m.
shout
theory
out.
classes.
Yeah. Shout out Bennett Tower, West Virginia. Anyways, cool. So, as you heard, we are both went to West Virginia, so proud Mountaineers, although sometimes they're very frustrating, and we're going to talk about it here a lot, probably, so among a lot of other things, right?
Yeah, so I think, what's it called? College football just happened, so I mean, that's a good starter.
It did, yeah.
You went to the game. You went to West Virginia versus Robert Morris. I mean, obviously that wasn't a competitive game. I think the spread was 40.5.
It was, yeah. So that was actually my first game not in the marching band, because I did marching band. I did drumline for 4 years. And so I was pretty excited. And then, like, during the third quarter, I realized how boring it can get, especially if it's a static game. There were a lot of good things about West Virginia, but I just don't think the offense provided what they needed, especially in the first half. And part of it is I just don't think they trusted Nico to throw the ball downfield. When he did, guess what? Touchdown. It's like, but we're playing RMU. And that is just a team that is like, hey, let's try things out. But, like, the first 30 plays had to have been 26 run plays, maybe, and, like, 4 pass plays. I don't know. And I get it. A running offense is great. I want to run. Nico is able to run. But when you can't throw the ball downfield, when you can't spread the ball around, that's when it's a little concerning. And going 10-0 at halftime.
10-3.
10-3 at RMU. Yikes, that's just like...
3 fumbles within 4 plays, too.
Dude,
I mean,
hold on to the ball. I'm on the 20-yard line watching, and literally just like a volleyball. It looked like bouncing a basketball for a fumble, and I was like, what are we doing? This is RMU. No offense to any RMU fans watching this, if you are. Great college. Great college. You guys looked pretty good against a good opponent, I guess.
I mean, they ended up losing, 45-3?
Yeah, they didn't quite pull through. They didn't pull their weight the entire game. Here's a good talking point. I'm going to talk about a player that probably no one even would realize in the CFB community. He's a very small name, but he's supposed to be big to West Virginia. Is Rodney Gallagher the third? Now, Rodney Gallagher, it's his third year. He's the 6th highest recruit in the history of West Virginia football. And the guy still, I don't know if it's just we're not using him, we're not utilizing him correctly, because now he's doing defense and offense, but it's limited. It's very limited play. And this is after we just saw Travis Hunter do what he did last year. Mm-hmm. And now I'm not expecting him to be Travis Hunter, but can we get the guy on the field? He's started, I think, 13 games, out of 2 years, and he's played in, I think, 26. I think he's played in all of them that he can. But for a guy that was a 4-star recruit, really highly touted, can play both sides of the ball, there's just no value or production to him. And I'm sure you see that too.
I mean, truthfully, Brody's an LSU fan at heart. I'm a Virginia Tech fan at heart. I'm not wearing my jersey or anything like that.
It's an Odell Beckham LSU jersey.
And I work on Saturdays.
OBJ, if you're watching this, the one-handed catch god. That's another
He's not gonna talk to you. He's not gonna talk to you. Let it eat, brother.
Hold on. That's a conversation that people need to understand, how he was a great wide receiver and not just the one-handed catch guy. That's a big conversation that people love to have. We'll touch on that later. Continue what you're saying.
He's not gonna follow you on Twitter, man.
Hey,
he's not gonna sign you an autograph.
Hey, so first of all, I'm an LSU fan because both my parents went to LSU. Great college, awesome to follow. Great sports. That's the big thing behind it is I'm a Mountaineer for life. But there's also LSU. It's in the blood, raised from it. Still love them, always love them. And if West Virginia would just kick up the notch a little bit on the sports factor, it's they're really competitive. But 2 teams I love. There's no other colleges I support. I mean, my sister went to JMU, so. Go Dukes, But tell them your Virginia Tech connection. Gokies, man. Gokies.
JMU rejected me. Oh, yeah, both my parents went to Virginia Tech. We got a local bar in my neighborhood area. And ever since I was like 9, I'd been going to the bar to watch the games, and my dad would
Hey,
lie
we
about
talking about glory days?
like glory days, man.
Man.
And my dad would lie to my mom about putting me on the bar side, and I'd be on the bar side with all like the rowdy Hokies.
There you go, man. Hey,
We
say it.
got to
Gokies.
Gokies.
There you go. So you tell me what's a hokey?
It's a turkey, kind of.
Is it?
I had an argument with David the other day. David's like, because his sister goes to South Carolina,
Oh,
and
yeah.
obviously they played this past week, kind of miserable, but
Hmm.
he goes, bro, you're a Hokie, man. I mean, that's just terrible, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, dog, you're talking about the Gamecocks right now.
Yeah.
What the hell is a Gamecock?
It's true. One of the worst logos in college sports.
I'm saying,
sorry.
bro.
Hey, we're gonna do like this show we're gonna do games, we're gonna do rankings, we're gonna do blind rankings, we're gonna do all kind of things. At some point, we will rank CFB mascots. And I'm telling you right now, South Carolina has one of the worst mascots. I didn't even realize if this is the point where like we're gonna put a picture up here of like this mascot. It doesn't look like a bird. Whenever I first saw the Gamecocks mascot, it looked like a dragon or some sort of thing with like 1,000 like hairs on it. And then like whenever I got to the age where I could understand things, I was like that's a bird. But the head is so small. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, and there's probably once again when we're famous and people are watching this podcast, there's gonna be South Carolina fans who are like, well, hey now, okay, I'm sorry, get a better logo. That's not my problem. What, a Gamecock? Go Cox! Like, come on. So
Get a better
whatever.
team, get a better
Team.
logo.
I don't know. Hey, but Lenore Sellers,
You play well.
that guy could be legit, man. And that's
Played
hey,
really well.
as a Steelers fan, yes, I'm a very big Steelers fan. We need a quarterback because Aaron Rodgers, once again, if you're watching this, everybody's gonna be watching this. If Aaron Rodgers ever watches this, I'm only supporting you because I have to this year. So you took a Super Bowl away from my team.
I thought you were a Will Howard fan, huh?
Will Howard, man, I don't know how that's gonna work out.
I like him. I think
I like
Howard's
Will
good.
Howard a lot too. And once again, you time back to CFB, he had a great playoff run, phenomenal. But it's like, is that everyday Will Howard, or was that Ohio State $23 million roster Will Howard?
Well, he beat $40 million roster Oregon.
That's true.
Put the
he
brakes
has
on
the-
him.
Good thing he has $40 million DK Metcalf a year roster. So,
He's not making that much, is he?
dude, he's making like upwards of $30 million. It's crazy.
I think it's 30. It's what, like 4 for 120?
Let's look up the stats. Pull it up. Here at the Starting Two, we are a very big stat family. Hey, stats don't lie, man. Stats over feelings. Now, there's some times where stats, like, you guys are like, oh, well, he ran for 2 yards. It's like, hey, shut up. So, stats
The Jerome Bettis stats.
Yeah. You gotta have Jerome Bettis when he got over the age of 36. You gotta have like context for stats. That's the important thing.
Did you find it?
Are you? I thought you were looking at it.
You big dumb.
Why? All right. While you're looking at it.
I got it.
All right. Let's see how speedy you are.
I'm not. My mic is in front of my computer. 4 years, 32, 80 guaranteed, 30 million at signing. Holy sh! That's a
Jeez.
lot.
How much is he getting over? What is it? 4 years?
30 and a half a year? No, did I say 4 year 132? I say 4 year 122. If it's there's no way it's 132.
That's crazy, dude. What about what's the bonus?
80 or 30 million signing bonus, 80 million guaranteed.
Thank you, Christian Kirk. Let me just say that.
Oh my gosh, what did he end up signing? You remember he signed like a 4 year 96
Yeah.
or 3 year 72 or something
Dude,
like
and
that?
it was like, but he's Christian Kirk, and I'm like, that's a great flex player on my fantasy, but that is not cutting it for wide receiver one.
It's funny because what's it called in Arizona? Like I wouldn't say he balled out in Arizona. He wasn't like this stud. That was when DeAndre Hopkins was there. I don't know if that was when DeAndre Hopkins was there, but it was either Larry Fitz or DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
One of the two was just, wide receiver one. Throw up the ball, I'll get it kind of guys. And Christian Kirk was good. No, absolutely. And so I don't think he deserved that big of a contract. But as soon as he got to Jacksonville, he produced.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He was producing. I don't know how many 1,000-yard seasons he had, but if I'm getting 1,000 yards from a wide receiver, I'm happy to pay him $25 million a year.
Yeah, I think
that's my personal opinion. But
no, yeah, I agree. And every couple years, the market has to be reset. That's just how it goes. But it's the fact that it was big money, and it was Christian Kirk, and once again, great player. But it's like, is that the guy you look up on your wall, and you're like, oh, my Christian Kirk jersey, that's so wonderful. it's just not the guy that you were expecting to get that massive contract. And dude, that reset Same with Daniel Jones, man. Daniel Jones getting that much money as a quarterback, it's like, well,
That
Daniel
that
Jones
was
is
that was doomed from the start, bro.
dude. If you're giving Daniel Jones that much money, what do you think? A guy like Aaron Rodgers once a few years back. What about Josh Allen? Like I'm like these agents are masterminds for getting Daniel Jones that contract. Whatever.
Shout out David
But
Mulligeta.
anyways, hey, at least it's not Scott Boras. Absolutely can't stand that guy. Anyway,
Yes, Scott Boras.
yeah, big baseball guys. Um, no, I love basketball. We'll get to that. That's a big talk. Love basketball. My main sports, I love basketball, baseball, football. I love tennis, actually. I'm a big tennis guy. And I played tennis for a little bit, so it's kind of special in my heart. But I would have to say, like, those are my big four. Hey, quit laughing over there, man. I'd like to see you play tennis.
I would dog walk you in tennis.
No, you would not. No, all right. So we're going to have a dog day where we take the mics on the road and we'll play tennis. I'd say, honestly, right now, football. Because football is just like, it revolves. It's just so, I don't say epic. Like, everything is so involved. And you got college and NFL. Then I would say baseball. I love baseball. I think baseball, in my opinion, is the greatest sport. It is. It's America's game. Like, it's the best sport ever created. And I also would love to go to baseball games more than football games. I love football games, but if I'm being honest, I like watching it on TV better because I can see everything. I just get a better breakdown, better view. But there's not a bad seat when you're sitting in an MLB stadium, and the atmosphere of it, it's phenomenal. And especially being an Orioles fan, one of the best stadiums in baseball. It's not always full because the team disappoints, but there's always potential. So yeah, and then hockey. Hockey's amazing. I love hockey as well. Going to a hockey game is awesome. So, yeah, I'd probably say those are my big three: hockey, baseball, and football.
Yeah, I'm a Nationals fan. Me and Brody have had it rough for the last.
Yikes! Yeah, it's been rough.
We won the World Series in 2019, and then COVID happened, and then the learners couldn't profit off the fact that they spent $1 kajillion on. I mean, I want you to think about this. These people were all on the same team at the same time. Okay, Trey Turner, Juan Soto, Max Scherzer, Steven Strasburg, Daniel Murphy, Ryan Zimmerman. All of these guys.
Hey, wasn't Schwarber?
Schwarber came in 21.
Okay, year after?
I'm talking about 2018.
I thought you said 2019.
Stupid!
So wait, Schwarb's, he didn't...
Schwarber came in 21. He had like the one of the best June or Julys of all time. Hit like 15 Jimmy Jacks.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And that was the time we decided to tear it all down, and that was when Atlanta won the World Series. What was super frustrating about that is we were right around 500, maybe like a couple games behind. But Atlanta won the division without like this massive record or anything. I didn't run away with the division at all. And you think that team had Josh Bell, Kyle Schwarber. And this was back when Josh Bell was balling out. Not to say he's not balling out now, but this is when he was putting up crazy numbers. Josh Bell, Kyle Schwarber, Don Gomes, Josh Harrison, just good utility guys. Max Scherzer, Steven Strasburg, Patrick Corbin, Juan Soto, Trey Turner. And we traded all those guys.
Little plug here. As a non-Nationals fan or Phillies fan, like, Trey Turner's just special. Everywhere he goes, dude. He's just he's a ball player. That's what he is.
He's a nice guy, too.
There's guys that are just ball players. It's a guy, man. Now, Schwarber, is that also the year one of the years he led with strikeouts? Because that dude loves to strike out. My goodness. He does love to hit home runs, though, doesn't he?
He's at 49 this year.
He's a bit of both, man. Let's talk about Cal Raleigh. Absolutely.
Raleigh.
It's Raleigh. How was that not Raleigh?
Hey, what's that city, town, whatever it is in North Carolina called?
Raleigh, North Carolina. So, absolutely ridiculous. I mean, the guy's just... And what's crazy is I thought he would slow down after the home run derby because it seems that everybody does. Or at least everybody that I support from the Orioles always sucks after. And he hasn't slowed down, which is great. That dude deserves a lot of money. So
he got paid this offseason.
Yeah, he deserves it. And that's he's over 50 now, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's really cool for a catcher as well. And I'll be honest, like for a few years, and you know this, it was Salvador Perez and Matt Wieters, man, running the league. And then you got
Matt Wieters.
Matt Wieters, my guy, Matt Wieters, dude. Matt Wieters was awesome.
Okay.
Hey, he went to the Nats, didn't he?
Yeah, I know. I want you to go watch the 2018 NLDS Game 5, Washington Nationals versus Dodgers. If you look first base line right around the foul area between outfield and around like the 300-yard mark, 300-foot mark of the outfield. That's where I'm standing, and that's where I'm losing my mind because Matt Wieters let the ball go through his legs, threw the ball into right field. Matt Wieters played, and I respect every player. I think Matt Wieters is a heck of a ball player. I mean,
When
dude,
he was with the Orioles, for sure.
yeah, that game. I want you. If anybody does decide to watch this, Brody keeps saying we're going to be famous. We're not. That
Guys, go ahead and subscribe, like, and share. We're gonna get this. Hey, you guys, these are your favorite two guys right here. The starting two, man.
Go on YouTube. Go watch up 2018 NLDS Game 5 highlights. The Nationals were up. The Nationals were up, and then we tried to do what the Dodgers did the year before on us, where they brought Kershaw in, and Kershaw closed it out on us. Miserable game to watch again. By the way, the Nationals had the worst postseason curse until 2019, and in 2018 we brought Max Scherzer in. And Max Scherzer had a couple pitches and spots where he got hit up a little bit by the Cubbies. Then the defense just forgot to play defense. And then I can't even talk about that game. That was a 4.5-hour game.
And you're there.
I was there. It was cold, bro. I went home. I got home at like 2 in the morning. I don't remember if I had school the next day. It was just miserable. It was like
what?
one of the worst.
You remember it. It's a memorable game, man. The Nats
Hey man, you know what I remember? I remember when Jesse James dropped that ball against the Patriots
don't bring it
on the
up.
goal line.
Don't bring it up. You know, I cried.
I remember that
game.
one really well. The ball just kind of.
You know, the game that I knew I was a Steelers fan. My dad comes home, right? We're losing. It actually wasn't that. But that was a huge game, though. Huge game. This is playoffs. This has to be 2016, 2017. One of the years the Steelers should have gone all the way because our offense was cracked, but the defense sucked. So my dad goes to. It's like we're losing, right? We're down to the Patriots, of course, and my dad had to go drop something off. This is like Christmas Eve. This is like right around Christmas. And he comes back, and I'm crying. I'm crying watching Eli Rogers catch slant passes that are going for 4 yards. It's not working. Yeah, and I'm crying, and he was like, son, I know this is sad, but this I know you're a real football fan right here. And I was just like, Dad, does it get worse? And he's like, yes, it does. So, you know, yeah, little Brody, man. Steelers, you broke my heart multiple times. That being said, I will always remember that game. Something special about it.
And then for that Christmas, your dad got you a drum set, and then you decided, why be a Steelers fan when I could be a drummer?
When I could be a drummer.
Hey, now!
Hey, I can create my own wins there, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah, so circling back, yeah, for baseball, like, I love the Orioles. Definitely disappointing this year. When Matt Wieters was there, man, that was some good baseball. That was some good Orioles teams. But I love the Orioles. And, you know, the great thing about baseball is, like, it's such a long season that things turn around, you know, different signings. People move around so much that it's, like, it's such an active sport. But it's a great sport. It's my favorite sport. If I had to pick a sport to play, baseball's so fun. But football, huge football guy. And let's circle back to some of our CFB games. So we'll start at the top. We'll go Ohio State versus Texas.
Yeah, that was a tough watch. I didn't have it on the entire game. It's funny. I think Arch is going to be a really good player, actually.
Think
a
so?
lot of people. I went on Twitter. Arch was getting absolutely slammed by like Barstool, and I love Barstool, but I mean they were ripping into him.
Yeah,
everybody was ripping him, and he looked just so uncomfortable. But that defense for Ohio State is stout. Matt Patricia, the defensive coordinator, formerly the Patriots defensive coordinator, Lions head coach.
Yep. He can't head coach, but boy, he can make a defense. Can't
Yeah, when you're scheming for who was it, AFC North, AFC East, Ryan Fitzpatrick when he's on the Bills, it's a little harder than when you come to college ball. And Arch Manning will probably be maybe the best quarterback they face this year. Yeah. And they just mopped the floor with him. I know they'll probably see Bryce Underwood at the end of the year. That's the Michigan true freshman.
Well, they'll see Drew Aller, but I have my thoughts on Drew Aller.
Penn State. Yep.
He's a seasoned veteran, so that's still going to be a tough game. It always is. But my thing about Ohio State, and I will commend them for playing a real Week 1 game this year, cupcakes, man. Sorry, Ohio State fans, you guys know it. That's not a cupcake. It was a very hard game, and you guys played amazing. Ohio State played great. The defense, now the offense, there's some moving pieces that need to happen. The train needs to get rolling.
Did you watch the beginning of the game at all?
Yeah. I didn't get to watch the second half. I
was at work, yeah. What's it called? Ohio State's first 5 passes, 2 completions, 3 drops. I mean, 2 of them were to Jeremiah Smith.
Man,
and Jeremiah Smith is supposed to be, I mean, I look at him and I see Julio. Maybe not as big, but...
Yeah. No, yeah, he's got the build. He's really, I mean, the dude's, how old is he? 19?
Jeremiah
20?
Smith? He's probably
Yeah.
20.
Dude, we're 22.
You're 22, bro.
He's older than me, guys. He thinks he's special. 22 is a better number. Anyways, I'm now sitting here. You're the same age as Paul Skeens. I hope you know that. And he's started 2 All-Star games. So,
Well, I didn't blow up my. I blew out my elbow. Who knew? Who knew?
You
knows
could
what
have
I
been.
could have been? I could have
what
been, man.
Alex Desai could have been. Oh
Exactly,
my gosh.
yeah.
Yeah. So no, I mean the game, crazy environment. I wasn't expecting Texas to go in there and win. To be honest, I didn't know how Texas was going to look because the hype is so high around Arch. And I do think Arch Manning is a good quarterback and will be a good quarterback. And give him a break. You know, it's the kid's first serious opponent on the road as a starter. So, and it's Ohio State who won last year. And I do think they need to retool some things. They didn't look, to me, like the number 1 team in the country. But across CFB, there were a lot of teams like this. I mean, look at LSU Clemson. Now, that's a great game. But both teams in the first half, it was kind of slow, right? But it's also, you're getting the number 9 team and the number 4 team. So it's like those kind of games, I'm not expecting it to be 35-27 at the end of the game, right? That being said, LSU in the second half, they just came out and they dominated in the second half. They wanted to win the game more than Clemson. And part of it was Cade Klubnik did not look good at all. And you know what I saw similarities of? National championship, LSU, Clemson, 2019. Trevor Lawrence in that game, missing receivers left and right. And it's probably the pressure. It was a great LSU team, but he was missing receivers. It's just not the Trevor Lawrence you were used to seeing. That's what Klubnik looked like. You know, and the guy can run. He really can. But it's you can only run so much before we have somebody spying on that, which is Harold Perkins. Glad to see him back at full speed. But it's he just didn't look comfortable to me. And that's a guy that NFL scouts were there to look at Nussmeier, both teams, but Nussmeier and Klubnik. And the guy didn't deliver. I don't know. And there's going to be a lot of Clemson fans that, there's a lot of hope left in him. It's a long season.
Well, you got to think. I mean, I had this conversation with somebody the other day. There's so many teams. Oh, I was talking about. Since we're in music school, by the way, Brody's a drummer. I'm a singer, by the way. I'm talking.
Fly me to the moon.
Yeah, there you go. And I'm talking to one of my instructors, and he's also really big into MMA, and he used to train some Bellator people. Absolute, and I've trained with him. Fighting too. Dude is an absolute animal. Shout out Dr. Ed. And he goes, a lot of fighters not to lose instead of fighting to win. And I watched a couple games, and it was just, you watch how many teams just opt for checkdowns and short runs and try and dink and dunk. And that's not really their MO. Texas, for the last however many years, it's almost that Big 12 blood in them. Air it out. I mean, you had Isaiah Bond, you had Matthew Golden. Before that, what was it? Adonai Mitchell went to the Colts. Yeah, it's this. You watch Big 12 football for the last, I don't even know, 15 years.
Don't forget Xavier Worthy.
Xavier Worthy, excuse me, absolutely. God bless America. That's a bad one. And you just watch these guys air the ball out. I mean, they're 50, 60-point games. Everybody remembers the Texas Tech-Oklahoma game with Baker and Pat Mahomes.
It's great, man.
Back when Sam Ehlinger played the West Virginia Mountaineers.
Now, that's a gunslinger right there.
Exactly.
Dude, he could throw the ball.
Yeah, and so, I mean, you look at all these games, and it's just let the ball rip, And so when you've got to try and dink and dunk, and Matt Patricia's trying to scheme you up, it's just, you're not playing to your strengths. And once you saw them kind of air the ball out towards unfortunately, the end of the game, it felt like that was where they were more in their depth. And obviously, the offensive line needs to hold up. The run game needs to be solid. Play action needs to be good whenever you're trying to, I don't know. I mean, it was a tough game to watch. Arch looked a little frazzled. It didn't look like he had the time that he wanted, but he wasn't ready. It felt like in terms of just I got to hit this check down. All these giant pass rushers are coming at me. I mean, but when he decided to let the ball rip, I mean, there was a couple throws where it was just yeah, that kid's got some spin.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree. And I think it's way too early to write Arch off. People are so harsh on social media. It happens all the time. That being said, it's it was such a weird game because you're okay, Arch has not played well this game, right? You just say it flat out. It's it's not his game. He knows that. He came out and said that. But it's also, you look at the score and you're it's still 14-7. But it's such a long 7 to get. But it's it could have been done, right? So, near the end of the game, when they do start maybe figuring some pieces out, Arch looks a little more comfortable towards the end of the game. That's where you're all right, this could actually change. Because guess what? It's still 14-7. And that's why it was still the number 1 in 3 teams in the country. It's like that kind of game is not going to be this runaway game. It's going to be a good game. And I do think both defenses look legit. But it's hard to tell, to be honest, because, you do have a good, supposed to be good Texas offense that isn't proven, right? And then you have a supposed to be good Ohio State offense that isn't proven. Both new quarterbacks. So it's like, how can you really judge the defense fully? That's why I'm excited to see, like, Drew Aller, a really seasoned veteran, take on Ohio State. Maybe this is the year Penn State does it. I doubt it, but maybe this is the year. James Franklin, calling for your head, man. Also, James Franklin, I have beef with you because he's watching this show, obviously. Why would you call a timeout with like 13 seconds left against West Virginia and score a touchdown? Real classy, man. He wanted to run the score up. I was at that game. I'm in the band. I'm sitting there, right? I'm watching the touchdown right in front of me. Timeout gets called. Oh, Penn State, you want to look like you beat us by even more. Congrats. Yeah, I don't know. Penn State's perplexing, man. That's a good program. Always have been. They just can't do it. They got the Notre Dame thing going on. It's the big games. And, of course, I have Brian Kelly to cheer on now. But I will say, I'm very proud of the way, I'm very proud of the way Brian Kelly just came out. Did you see what Dabo Swinney said? I like Dabo. I do. He's a great coach, a good guy, but he likes to complain. He likes to whine when things don't go his way. And he goes, it's like getting an exam and, we got a 58 and they got a 64. Right? It's the end of the class. It's a tough thing. He basically diminishing what had happened in the game, right? And Brian Kelly comes out and he says, well, he's either a good grader for giving himself a 58 or a hard grader for giving us a 64, or he didn't watch the second half, which I don't blame him for not wanting to. That's great. That's sticking up for university and for a football team that, as I watched every single snap, LSU just looked like the better team in the second half. If LSU plays, and they had a touchdown taken away, by the way, if they play that way in the entire game, it's not a game. So it's part of the thing where you can't diminish your opponent, right? I'm not writing off Clemson. Clemson's a good team. The defense is great, but once again, they've got work to do, right? And coming in as the number 4 team in the country, coming in with Cade Klubnik, number 4, strong defense. They've got the pieces returning, right? It's not the game you wanted to see. And it starts with having a wide receiver transition to running back. You don't have ATN anymore. You don't have these guys that are, coming there to run people down. I think it was Maffa last year who was with them, who was good. And but it just hasn't been the same for them, and they have to figure that out. They didn't have their wide receiver 1 for most of the game, so I get it. There's pieces that are missing, but number 4 team in the country, man. There's not many excuses you can make. You gotta fix them. So yelling on the sideline.
Would you say LSU's the winner of the week?
Oh yeah, I think
I'd say Miami was.
Miami did look good. But my thing is, all right, let's talk Miami, Notre Dame. So Notre Dame obviously lost pieces, right? That's what happens when you go
when you're
so
good.
far, and also you just have senior leaders, right? Riley Leonard played great for them. That being said, it's like it's kind of a new team, right? I'm not expecting Notre Dame to go to the national championship again. Nobody is. It never happens. So unless you're Tim Tebow, right, and you can just physically control your own destiny, I guess. Yeah, I don't think the Notre Dame team is as good. I think their defense is still pretty good. Carson Beck looked good, and maybe he's on his little revenge tour. So, but I doubt it. I also think Carson Beck is getting a lot of hype right now, and I think he played great. He did. But it's also like, let's watch and see what happens. It's the same for everybody this year. Nussmeier. I'd love to say Nussmeier for Heisman. I'm not going to say it because I still need to see more. But from what I saw, I think the most comfortable team was LSU. During the second half, especially when it's a tie game, it's like the pressure didn't feel like it was on LSU's back. Right, in that the past couple of years, that's what it's been. It's been like the pressure. It's like, can they finish this drive? Can Brian Kelly win, especially the first game? Once we had that, once it was 17-10, it's like, and we had already had a touchdown taken away, and all the momentum shifted. But it was still a weird feeling of like, I don't think this is gonna like hurt LSU. And I think that happens when you have a senior leader like Nussmeier. You're just more comfortable. And then let's talk about Alabama. Boy, do I love this. Do I love this. And,
Go ahead and spin this to make you talk about LSU for another 15 minutes.
You're right.
Alabama.
So, Alabama, did you guys know that LSU plays Alabama? So, Alabama, it's just not the same. I don't know. I don't think DeBoer has Alabama going in the right direction. Me sitting on the couch saying this, but like, I just don't think it's going in the right direction. This stuff doesn't happen under Saban. And it's hard because Saban can't coach for 100 years. I get it. You got to move on. But the system of excellence, as an SEC watcher and as a football fan, everybody knows how prestigious Alabama's football is. And it's just not It's not there right now, and I don't know what's missing. I don't know if it's coaching. I don't know if it's players. It's not players. I mean, it's always a talented roster. It's putting the pieces together. Ryan Williams hasn't had a 100-yard game in 10 games. So yeah, it's rough, and that's the guy that was just on the cover of CFB 26. Which, hey, he's a dog. We all know that, but you got to see. And Jeremiah Smith, although week 1, still the best receiver in college football. But these guys have to produce, right? They got to create opportunities for the quarterbacks. I don't know, man. It's a tough. But FSU, hey, hats off to FSU.
Hats off, man.
Chip on their shoulder, dude. And Castellanos comes out and he's talked a big talk before they started playing, and you know what? He delivered. So
well, you got to think too. I mean, remember. I don't know if it wasn't last year. It definitely wasn't last year. What were they? 2-10 last year.
2-10. Yep.
The year before, it was when they had Jordan Travis. And they went 13-0, and that's when he broke his leg. Or it was 13-0, yes. 14-0. It's when he broke his leg, and Alabama went like 11-1 or 12-1.
I think it would be 13-1 with the boat whipping they took in the bowl game.
But yeah, to Georgia. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but that's skewed, and I hate it when there's fans all the time. Like they won this weekend, FSU won, and they're proud of it. They're in the comment section of these posts. You should be proud. You just beat number 8 team in the country, and you weren't ranked. So after winning 2 games last year, and then people were like, "Well, you know what else is bad? Getting beat 63-3." And it's like, are we really bringing this up? There was no Jared verse. There was no.
Yeah, but I don't know if I'm the only person that thinks this. Alabama should have had that last playoff spot over Florida State. I know that people are upset that there's no way. I think Alabama. You talk about so much about SEC ball and how much you're really into that, and how you delve into it. You watch the teams, you watch the other teams, you watch the lower level teams.
Vandy.
Let's watch this Vanderbilt game. Let me go watch Pavia or Paiva or whatever. However the quarterback pronounces it.
Diego. Yeah.
Yeah, and you take your time to go watch this, and I'll watch ACC. I mean Virginia Tech. ACC sucks.
Yeah,
it's just not good football. I mean, it's very undisciplined. It's not powerful offenses. It's strong defenses. Sometimes there's hardly ever since Trevor Lawrence left Clemson. It's never felt like there's been an ACC team that's just like, we're going to hit you in the gut today. We're just going to gut punch you. We're going to beat you on both sides of the ball. We're going to dominate on special teams. We're just going to run you around the field.
Well, it's
going to be a whole bunch of cardio for you guys.
Yeah,
I mean,
Cam Ward last year, great offense, but negative defense.
Exactly.
But I would still say, as a Big 12 watcher, Big 12 football is not. It's
much
not
better.
There. Yeah. And it's still not there. Big 12 football. 10 years ago, the last 10 years of Big 12 football, punch you in the mouth. I don't care. Let's maybe not play defense today, that kind of thing. But it's good football. It's gunslinging football. It's not the same anymore. And, part of that comes from you lose Texas, you lose Oklahoma, you lose the big boys. But I'm glad. I think it's a more even conference now, but it's not the same. And I think ACC football and Big 12 are very comparable at this point. They do things differently, and they play football differently. But it's still it's slow. It's just slow. And, I'm sitting there watching Alabama and Florida State and then Clemson and LSU after that. And I look over at Sarah, my wonderful girlfriend Sarah, shout out. And
I was waiting how long it would take you to bring her up.
There we go. Say hi to Sarah, everybody. Anyways, so we're sitting there, and she's watching the game with me. And she's like, this is electric. She literally just said, this is electric. For the LSU and Clemson game, and we're watching 80,000 people at Clemson. It's just you understand there's a difference between the big teams, the SEC teams, the top ACC teams, the top Big Ten teams. It's just different football, and that's something that Big 12, some teams just got to figure out. West Virginia, I love my team, I love my college. The alumni are fantastic. The student section. Come on, man. Hey, come on, man.
Come on, man. Dude, what are we doing, man?
You know what? Props to Virginia Tech, and we'll get to them in a second. I pull up to Virginia Tech. I'm in the band, right? Great experience. We're up, although they put us in the top, which was awful because it was freezing.
Yeah.
And this is during the summer. But you know what? That was a bad Virginia Tech team. It was. And it wasn't a very good West Virginia team either. JT Daniels. Shout out, my guy. But, dude, the atmosphere was electric. Now, it only lasted for the first quarter, but it was electric. And so showing up for a team that still might not be good, that's the history of the program. West Virginia has great history. Can we bring that back? Mm-hmm. I mean, can that come back? I'm serious. I'm ready. Somebody who was on the field, somebody who was always at the football game, every single game. You have to, like, the atmosphere has to be there. And that is what makes Clemson, what, they had 40 games in a row they won at home? It's ridiculous. And you have somebody like LSU come in there. Are you just going to, like, you're just not going to show up, right? Same thing with Ohio State. You have to have that atmosphere. Why do you think Arch was trembling? He had the stadium pulse at number 1. It's like, because you're in the horseshoe, man, and there's like, what, over 100,000 there? Ridiculous. So, once again, Big 12, ACC, there's some catching up to do, both of those conferences. And there's some good football teams. That's the sad part about it. There's some really good football teams. And, you know what, we'll use this as a pivot point. TCU. TCU.
It's a rough game. It's a rough start. I didn't get to watch the game. I was working again. Stay busy.
I watched the first drive.
UNC had a good drive, right?
Yeah, I'm like, okay. And it was still pretty close for a little bit. And then until I'm walking around later and I check my phone, and I'm like, holy moly, sweet mother of pearl, this is bad. And all I'm seeing is they keep posting on social media pictures of UNC fans pulling this one, watching the score with their arms crossed. Bad. Really bad.
And what was funny, too, is you go on Twitter. I don't know if you use Twitter at all. If you have an X account, go look at Skip Bayless's. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna do it, bro. I don't know if you got to read them. They're horrible. They're just absolutely hilarious. Okay.
See, the thing about it's whenever you bring in 60 transfers or whatever happened this offseason, transfer you is what he wanted to make. He wants to make a portal to the NFL. Belichick, you can't do that. And this is the same. This goes the same for any sport. Basketball. LSU's basketball, I'm being watched retool. The same with West Virginia. There's been a lot of retooling, a lot of portal stuff. West Virginia, right on the brink last year, right? They should have been in the tournament, but whatever. It's these transfers. You can't hang on to them forever, and you also, you don't have something built around them. It's like, it's the whole one-year wonder thing where it's like, are they going to come in and produce? And UNC didn't have that. So it's like, now, does UNC look forward to the future of this whole season and go, well, crap, the whole season is going to look like that? Or do they pull it together somehow with one of the best coaches to ever coach football, NFL football so far? So, all right, let me hear him.
Before the game. How can Belichick lose with Michael Jordan and Lawrence Taylor in the house if only Belichick had Brady tonight? Before the game. Nothing, just a little engagement bait. Nothing crazy. This is after the first drive. Wow. Belichick has a national championship offense. He's just shredded the Frogs' defense. Follow-up tweet. TCU is about to get blown out. Too much MJ. Too much LT. About to get mossed. Next tweet. Has MJ left yet?
Why? Who keeps giving this guy
a platform?
A platform, technology, any kind of voice where he can say, and you know what? Freedom of speech. You go for it, Skip. But my God, are you old? You are number one old head. And you know what? There are some moments where Skip, he has something that I'm like, you know what? This is valid. This could be valid, right? And then he'll turn around and say something where I'm like, okay, never mind. It's completely off the table. So once again, Skip, if you're watching this, I don't know, man. Stop tweeting. Stop doing what you're doing. It's not helping you. Actually, don't stop because we enjoy it and we can talk about it on this podcast. So keep it going, actually. Give me something juicier next time. Maybe call out MJ. Make it personal. He would never do that, though, because he loves MJ.
Would never.
Because MJ's the GOAT. Cool. Last game we'll talk about, but props to TCU, right? That's a Big 12 team that looked great, but also is UNC just absolutely cheeks? I don't know. Probably. Oh, a little shout out. Max Johnson, the guy came in, he probably should have started, to be honest. He looked pretty good. He broke his femur last year and had 5 surgeries.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't be that, man.
No, it was pretty
crazy. Bad.
And you know what? He played at LSU for 2 years and then transferred to Texas A&M. I was mad at the guy, right? You transferred an in-conference opponent, still wasn't working. So he went to UNC, hurt last year, but it's good to see him come back. He came back, threw a touchdown. And it's just cool to see a guy like that when you go through that many surgeries come back for that. So shout out Max Johnson.
Shout out Max Johnson.
So cool. Let's go to South Carolina, Virginia Tech.
Okay. So yeah, again, Virginia Tech fan here. It's funny. The final score I believe was 11-24, something like that. Mm-hmm. Lenore Sellers, that opening drive, killer. I mean, he looks like he's going to be a great ball player. He looks like he'll be a pro. I really do think that.
Yeah.
He doesn't remind me necessarily of Cam, but he's got that big body.
It's weird. It's like, it's not Lamar, it's not Cam, it's not these other guys, but it's like grabbing things, right?
Yeah, it's very much build your dream quarterback,
But I do see Anthony Richardson in college.
It kind of, but a touch more refined, maybe. I don't know. And that's obviously, I mean, we're in 2025. We didn't know about it. We don't know much about Anthony Richardson and what he was going to look like coming out of
Danny
Florida.
Dimes taking the spot, man.
Good Lord. We'll get to that here. But, yeah, I watched Lenore Sellers on that opening drive. Just a big body, knows how to throw his weight around, knows how to spin the rock. You know, definitely missed a throw here or there. But, I mean, generally, you look at a ranked SEC team and you go, you got a quarterback there. He's in Heisman hopeful for a reason. I mean, I don't know exactly where he stands. He's either top 10, top 15-ish, something like that, maybe even low.
Yeah, it's him and DJ Lagway. They're really pushing from Florida. But if they can deliver, go for it. But both of those guys are kind of similar, too. They both have some similar things they do. They both have, like, grab bag things you would take from other quarterbacks. But a guy like Lagway, I think he came in, half the season last year. Because he was a true freshman. So you look at a guy like that, and it's like, can he do this every game? And I think Lenore Sellers can. I think legitimately, and he played that LSU South Carolina game last year. That was a huge game, and Lenore Sellers, besides a really costly interception, it happens. I was scared of the guy. I'm like, this guy can like do stuff. So
I mean, I look at that game too, and I don't know how familiar you are with Virginia Tech football.
Don't know a lot of it right now.
What'd you say?
I don't know a lot about it right now.
Okay, well, anybody that's a Hokies fan understands kind of the lineage of that team and how Frank Beamer kind of set in stone how the team is supposed to play. Frank Beamer brought in Bud Foster. Bud Foster is a hero in Blacksburg. Bud Foster was a defensive coordinator for a long time, invented this theme, the lunch pail defense. You don't get to come to work, come to the field, and just go out there. You got to bring your hard hat, you got to bring your lunch pail, and you're gonna work, and you're gonna go for it. And for the longest time, especially under Frank Beamer, and after he left under Justin Fuente, who came from Memphis a couple years back, you look at that team and you go, golly, that offense is here, there, it's kind of touch and go, but that defense is consistent. It was like every game you felt comfortable with the defense. We could stay with these, obviously not great, but 7-5, 8-4 seasons without great offenses, just because Bud Foster was dialing up great defenses. And so Bud Foster retired a couple years back, and it kind of felt like that was going down a little bit, and then Justin Fuente got fired, and we brought in Brent Pry, who was the defensive coordinator for Penn State when he was over there with Micah Parsons. Fun fact.
Mm-hmm. Shout out Micah. Get your money, man.
Exactly.
No, you know what? Totally different story, and we're not going to get into it now, but Micah Parsons snubbed me and my friend for a picture on the sidelines one game. You know what? You mind me just saying it right now?
Go for it, bud.
Yeah, so West Virginia, we went to Penn State, electric, by the way. And I'm on the sideline. Michael Parsons there, right? I'm in my band uniform, West Virginia, on my chest. But I go up, I see Michael Parsons, me and my friend. And I'm like, okay, let's get a picture with him, right? I'm really good at like sneaking in, like I'm able to get pictures. I've got a lot of cool people over my last 4 years, right? Pat Frymuth last year, that was a really cool one. But I look at Micah, and he's just standing there. And, I was like, hey, Micah, you mind if we get a photo or something like that? And he looks at us, and he like starts coming towards us, and he goes, nah. And we're just like, my jaw is just like, and then I was like, did we just get shrugged off by Micah Parsons? Micah, imagine I'm a Cowboys fan. And I'm not. I hate the Cowboys. Imagine I'm a Cowboys fan. You just ruined my dreams. What NFL player shrugs off a fan? Oh, I'm sorry, you're making millions of dollars. You can't take a photo with me while you're doing nothing on the sidelines? You ain't calling plays. I'm sorry, that was unbelievable.
Well, when you're wearing a West Virginia band outfit, it probably won't.
Who cares? Who cares, dude? I'm on the other team, and I'm still amazed enough to be like, hey, that guy's a great football player.
What if you say you had some kids now, right? And you're going to elementary school, and you're going to your junior's flag football team, game, and then one of the other moms wearing a Brody Minnick's son sucks shirt comes up to you and goes, Brody, can I get a picture?
So the difference is, I wasn't wearing a Penn State sucks shirt. I was wearing a losing team, a losing logo. We were getting beat. So, and the thing is, when you're an NFL player of that stature, it's beyond college. It's beyond things. It's like, hey, this guy genuinely might be the number one Micah Parsons fan in the world. And I get shrugged off. It's like, think about it. And I can't even describe what happened after that because I was literally right behind the benches. And number 3 on Penn State, I don't know who it was. He was a cornerback. I'll find him later. We'll dox him. He turns around. He turns around. I'm talking to my friend. I'm like, did he just shrug us off? He turns around and says, like, stop meat writing. Only he didn't say meat writing. And I'm like, I'm just utterly shocked. Micah just shrugged me off. This guy turns around and tells me to stop meat writing. And I'm like, who am I meat writing, number one? And why are you even paying attention to me? I'm literally like 5 feet behind him on the sidelines while he's supposed to be listening to the coach give him a pep talk. So I don't know. And then I think he felt bad because he turned back around and I was like, he asked, or he said, he turns back around and he's just like, hey, I'm sorry about that. And I was like, all right, so that's all good. I don't think he like realized that I was a band kid or like somebody. I don't know. I don't know what it was, but it was a fever dream is what it was. Moral of the story. Michael Parsons, you are a gajillionaire now after your new contract. I hope you enjoy Green Bay, and I hope it's really cold for you. I hope it's severely cold for you. That's all I have to say. Back to Virginia Tech, sorry.
Michael Parsons, he doesn't mean that.
Uncool, man. I have a Michael Parsons jersey in my room. I don't. I would never buy a Michael Parsons jersey. I'm going to shrug him off one day. You watch.
But yeah, back to...
Sorry,
Virginia, you're good. Well, Virginia Tech plays good defense. I can't even get back.
Wait, okay, so it's funny because I was talking to somebody who went to Virginia Tech the other day, and West Virginia and Virginia Tech, similar.
Rivals.
Yeah, very similar. Similar football. Great football, right? A stretch through the 2000s, had some awesome teams, great coaches, hard-nosed football. And guess what? They also have both fallen. It's like the same trajectory. And they both have times where it's like, are we back? And then the next week it's like, no, we got beat 48 to 3. So it's just like similar programs. So I do understand what you're talking about. Like you build that hard edge, hard-nosed football team. You have like things that come in with a coach. And then you have somebody like Neil Brown where it's just soft. It's just not the same football. So I totally understand what you're saying with that.
That's not going in, is it?
Neil Brown?
No, the conversation you just had.
Which one? Oh, the West Virginia?
Yeah, what you just said.
Oh.
I'm not sure. It's up to you. I don't care.
I don't know. We'll see. All right, keep going. So give me your breakdown of the game. Is Virginia Tech, are they back? Are they gonna come back or?
I don't know if they're back. Obviously, I mean,
yeah.
But I'll say for the first 50 minutes of the game, it was a competitive game.
It was tough.
They were within one score till the end, and South Carolina ended up going up and scoring another touchdown, and South Carolina had a kick return for a touchdown. It's funny, we talked a lot about Lenore Sellers playing really well. The defense for South Carolina was the hero for that game, it felt like. The defense, the special teams had that 80-yard kickoff return, or punt return. I recommend watching it. It's incredible. The returner evaded like 6 tacklers. It was a great return on his part. But like Kyron Drones, the Virginia Tech quarterback, Kyron Drones is a phenomenal player, by the way. I don't know if he'll play on Sundays. I don't know if he's going to have the pedigree, the notoriety to do it. He's not at one of these big blue chip schools. Kyron Drones is a really good ball player, though. I love watching him play. Super good athlete, rocket of an arm. Kyron Drones definitely missed some passes here and there. Didn't have a great completion percentage, but he was ripping the ball around the field. Had 2 interceptions, but at various points when we needed a downfield pass, he connected. Running game was okay for the Hokies, but again, I mean, South Carolina is ranked for a reason. It's hard to be ranked in the SEC and be those big guys, and or it's hard to be a good ranked SEC team, excuse me. And yeah, I mean, they showcased why they are who they are, and it was a good game. Virginia Tech played good defense, had a safety, but it was definitely something.
I mean, a lot of cool.
What'd you say?
Safety was cool. It was a good play, man. I saw that. It's tough. Hey, who's the defensive tackle who got that? Dude, it's something. He's got a cool name where they like made a little. He has like a name where you can say a little, turn down for what type vibe. Yeah, I mean, there's some good things about Virginia Tech. It's the same thing about West Virginia. Is it going to be the same every year? Is it going to be new? West Virginia with the new coaches? I don't know. We'll see. All right, cool. That's college football weekend. That's the wrap up for that.
You want to touch a little bit on NFL before the season and call it?
Yeah, NFL. I'm excited, man. NFL is going to be coming up. We'll do a breakdown next week of some games. It's going to be exciting, and I think as a Steelers fan, especially, I'm excited to see Steelers versus Jets. Can we talk about how unbelievably rigged this storyline of Week 1 NFL football is?
What do you mean?
Dude, you have like the script. They knew what they were doing. You have Justin Fields and Aaron Rodgers literally trading off and playing each other on their previous teams. Oh, I saw one yesterday, dude. It was like, Chiefs and no,
Chargers.
well, that's going to be a pretty good game because that's rival. But you have the Bills and Ravens after playing each other in the play. Like, it's just so obvious. Somebody's like, yeah, that's drama filled. Yep, place, and it's great. it's week 1 NFL football, but it's like there's a lot of matchups in here that I didn't expect week 1, but it's because it was such a strong storyline last year. I guess they're like, yep, we'll do it. So it's gonna be exciting football. Yeah, I think the Chiefs play Friday, right? They're in where are they?
They're on YouTube.
Yeah, they're in Brazil, aren't they?
Yep, Sao Paulo.
Crazy. So that'll be cool. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see. Honestly, I had a couple fantasy drafts in the last 2 days. A sleeper pick, Najee Harris. He actually fell way farther, and I was like, maybe he'll do something. He's on my bench, but Najee, it's my guy right there.
Amarian Hampton's the starter.
Hey, one of the nicest guys I've ever met. Seriously, so humble and nice, awesome guy. But the eye injury. What is it with NFL players and fireworks? Can we stop doing that? Guys, listen. Can we stop playing with fireworks dangerously? I'm talking to you, Jason Pierre-Paul.
Oh,
it's
gosh.
like, yeah, it's, dude, that's got to stop. Anyways, I'm excited to see how that backfield is going to turn out, actually. As a guy who loves Najee Harris, watching Amari and Hampton come in, that's going to be interesting. That's going to be a battle, but I also think it could be used for some really good running. And that's a Chargers line that has been trying to be rebuilt, right, over the last 5 years. Is this the year Justin Herbert does it? You know, it's like, I don't know. You know, and the thing about the Chargers, and I think you'll find this similarity too, I find them very similar to a team like Penn State, to a team like Clemson, where you have a leader at quarterback. You have a guy that's there. You have a good franchise. You know, the Chargers have a lot of money. It's a good franchise. They just can't break through. And I find the same thing with Penn State. Clemson, obviously, a couple national championships. There's no problem there. But after Trevor Lawrence, it's like, what's next? So those kind of teams, I'm excited to see this year what they can do. What can the Chargers do under Harbaugh? Totally different talk, man. The suspension. We'll get to all that. But yowza. Yeah, we'll see. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a ton of absolute killer matchups. I'm really excited for the season. Mm-hmm. I think this is the year for Burrow.
You do? I hope. Yeah. I'm not.
Brody, the big LSU fan, obviously always rooting for Joe Burrow.
It sucks. And honestly, the year they should have won was against the Rams. They should have won it. You know, you go all that way, and it's just like you go.
Brody, I'm not talking about the Super Bowl. I'm talking about an MVP.
Okay, different story. Well, okay. See, the ultimate goal would be a Super Bowl, but yes, I'm going to say it now. Burrow should have won MVP last year.
It's funny. I was saying that if they made the playoffs, I think he does. Maybe, I don't know.
Oh yeah.
The narrative for Lamar and Josh was so much higher, which is another reason they're playing. It's not just the playoff matchup that they had.
Two biggest players in the league, man.
Exactly. But I mean, Joe Burrow played out of his mind. I think this is the year that he wins the MVP, though.
Well, according to everybody else, all the statisticians and keyboard warriors, he can't get to the playoffs. Well, guess what? He's already been to a Super Bowl. So it's frustrating as somebody who I love Joe Burrow, right? Love watching him play. If you're an NFL fan, you like watching Joe Burrow play. It's unfair, and I don't care what anybody says, because this is our podcast. It's not fair to say that you can't get to a playoff game, and that's the reason why you don't get there. And look, I understand. If this is Lamar Jackson, right? And he's physically just not doing it, right? Which has never happened because he's a great quarterback. But if Lamar Jackson doesn't deliver, right? You're like, this is on Lamar Jackson, right? He doesn't play well, a couple interceptions, whatever happens. But Joe Burrow, last year, you score 40 a game, but you give up 44. It's like, you can't blame Joe Burrow in the offense for what the defense lacks. Well, and that's where the context is really important for that conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because he had the stats, and he has the context to say, that's not my fault. Now, he's the kind of guy that will take the blame for it, right? And I doubt he really cares that much. He's a winner. He wants to win. But as a rival, watching the Bengals play, it's not fair. The defense is trash, and I don't think it'll be any better this year. I guess we'll see. But, you know, it's frustrating.
It's crazy, too. You talk about those 40-point, like, those games against the Ravens last year. And Ravens, notoriously great defense. Mm-hmm. I mean, just fly around the field. Madubuike, Kyle Hamilton, Marlon Humphrey. I mean, just animals. And Roquan Smith. How can I forget that guy? That guy is a freak of nature.
He's a beast.
But I feel like the Bengals are going to have like an 11-6 kind of year, maybe. It all depends, and this is always how it's been. Do they play well in the first month? Yeah. They have never played well in the first month with Zach Taylor and Joe Burrow. And I think even if they play well, to an extent, if they go 1-3 in their first 4 games, Zach Taylor may be fired, which is crazy because I don't think he deserves it at all.
Yeah, I do.
A lot of people are calling for his head. He's a great coach to me. I love the way he calls a game. I really enjoy watching the Bengals play. I think Burrow's, I mean, poised for an MVP season. I think it's his to lose. You know.
It's time. Yeah, I think Zach Taylor, and I have a couple of Bengals fans that voice their concerns all the time. Zach Taylor is a good coach. That was a team that was bad, like Andy Dalton leading. You look at Joe Burrow, year 2, right? You get a Super Bowl, run, you get multiple playoff runs, but there's got to be something said about Zach Taylor for the lack of decision making, number one, and also the lack of team building. There's not a focus on the defense. There's not a focus on building the offensive line, which they've claimed to have done 3 times now, and it still has not been built.
And you'd think if they have to walk across the street to practice, they'd really get to talk to each other and really.
So it's just like, I do think Zach Taylor's a great coach, right? But there are times, as not even a Bengals fan, where I look at the Bengals and I'm like, what is Zach Taylor doing? And there's some times where they play the Steelers and I'm like, that's a questionable play call, right? Now, everybody has those. Mike Tomlin, you're on that list, buddy. I don't know what you're doing with Jalen Warren when he comes out. Screen pass, screen pass, screen pass. But that being said, there are some questionable things, and I do think Zach Taylor is definitely on the hot seat. He's got to win games, and it's how did they retool in the offseason? So, everybody's freaking out because of preseason. They're like, the Bengals look terrible, whatever. We'll see. I never write the Bengals out because they're a tough team. Anybody with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, even Chase Brown.
Chase Brown's a good ball player.
Great year last. And you just can't write off somebody like that. So we'll see. That'll be an interesting. I think the whole AFC North, per usual, will be a tough one to watch. The Steelers, man. I don't know how you feel about the Steelers, but there's a lot of question marks. But there's also a part of me that's like, hey, this is a good football team.
I like the Steelers.
There's a lot of good players. The defense looks elite, especially on paper. Now, I'm going to say this as close as I can. I'm not a fan of letting Minkah Fitzpatrick go. That was a mistake. I'm pointing at the camera. Huge mistake. It's going to show through when you have Thornhill trying to make tackles in the open field after getting bodied. No offense. It's not. Minkah Fitzpatrick did so much for that defense, and it pisses me off when people go, Minkah Fitzpatrick has had a couple down years. No, you're just not hearing his names. He's not getting 6 interceptions a year because he's closing down one side of the field. Essentially, do you know how many tackles Minkah Fitzpatrick makes that are like inside the first 5 yards of the run? It's ridiculous. The dude is everywhere because, number one, our run defense kind of failed last year, so there was a lot of slack being in the, hadn't been picked up in the secondary. But it upsets me, any kind of player like that you're like, well, this guy's disappeared. And I'm like, well, if they're a defensive back, you don't want to hear their name. I don't want to hear Minkah Fitzpatrick on every play, right? And for the most part, elite. Every time, every down, he's back there holding it down. And you take away the elite safety, and you take away the team captain energy. That's the guy who led in the locker room with Cam Hayward. You take it away for, another tight end, which is great. I'm excited to see Jonnu Smith. I'm excited, right? And I'm excited to see Jalen Ramsey. But it's like, at what cost? You bring in another cornerback at the expense of safety, and you're like, well, Jalen Ramsey can play safety. I'm like, number one, he's not going to. And number two, we just had an all-pro safety. Why would you trade him for a guy who's not a safety? So It's the whole conversation. It's like, I don't understand it. I honestly don't. And I'm frustrated by it. But I'm willing to give it a chance because we did get a playmaker out of it. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm just not happy about that. And Cam Hayward had his little contract dispute. That's a whole nother conversation, man.
Did that get resolved?
It did, because he realized that there's younger, hungry guys below him. And I'm sorry, he's a top 5 defensive tackle in the league. I love Cam Hayward. He's elite. He still plays an elite level. Well, we're talking about a guy that tore his groin 2 years ago and had and he misses like eight or 9 games. And he's 36, going 37. You can't pay guys like that the top money. I'm sorry, you can't. Maybe that's why I'm not an NFL GM, but you can't. Yeah. And guess what? You don't know if he's even going to play another 2 years, another 2-3 years. Something could happen. He can never play again. That's football, but guess what? He's not 26. He's not 27. TJ Watt on the cusp of 30, right? I think he is 30. So it's the whole thing where even TJ Watt, I'm a little hesitant, right? So how do you expect to feel about a guy that's 7 years older than him? So and Hines Ward came out and basically said a little statement. It's like, Steeler football means you're not sitting out, asking for more money as a leader. That's not what Steeler football is. Yeah. And he's right. Cam Hayward, he already got his contract. He wants more, and I get it. The market gets reset. We talked about it. But you have to be a team leader first. right? You got to let the guys know in the locker room that like you are there. And sitting out really in your 13th, 14th season, come on. So he's back, and I'm excited to see the Steelers. I'm excited to see Metcalf. Yeah, man, there's gonna be a lot of good games, and we'll be catching up on all of them. Don't you worry.
I know.
Yeah. So cool. All right. So we'll do our little ending here.
Cut that.
Yeah, we'll cut that. We'll do a little ending here. You go ahead and start. Give a little wrap up and say your prayers. Good night, man.
Do that.
So just say, all right. You want me to start it?
I don't care, sure.
You got it. All right. Sweet.
No, I got it.
All right, you got it.
All right, guys, this is Brody's and I's first podcast, and we have been sitting here for the past minute or so trying to figure out how to wrap it up.
Brody's and I's. I like that you said that.
Okay. Go for yourself. I mean, it's been a pleasure. We hope you guys keep tuning in, and this will probably be it. We've got some topics next week that we're looking forward to. One we were planning to do this week, but we pushed back because we had an interesting college football week. Was
so much, man. So much happening.
Whether we think Phillip Rivers is a Hall of Famer or not.
Yeah, that's a tough.
One of us do, one of us do not.
Oh, good conversation there.
It's a good conversation, yeah. So
it is.
We're looking forward to that. We'll recap the NFL, and I've been Alex Desai. That's my co-host Brody Minnick.
Brody Minnick, and let us know what you guys want to hear. You know, throw in some topics. We'll always be glad to look at them and talk about stuff, and we'll have stuff coming your way. So stay tuned.
Awesome.
This is the Starting Two
podcast.
Stay now. Two.